Alright, let's get into it. So, it's 8 a.m. I got no cameraman or woman. It is just me. It is early. We went to the drive-in last night. Today I'm going to do pulled pork. We're going to make a pork butt for Memorial Day weekend. So, the way I do it, first thing we're going to do, we're just going to start cutting some lines into our old pork shoulder here, just to cut through that fat cap. Pulled pork. I first tried pulled pork many years ago. Messed it all up. I was in a hurry. I didn't cook it long enough. It was awful. It was almost inedible. So I decided to try again. Second time I did pulled pork. Pretty similar type of situation. Too fast. Didn't leave it on long enough. Tasted terrible. Inedible. So I have a friend, I was telling him about it, named Luke Payton. He said, Luke, I've screwed up pulled pork twice. I can't do pulled pork. I've smoked brisket, turned out great. Smoked other things, turned out great. Can't do pulled pork. And he gave me this recipe. So I call this Luke's pulled pork. Luke Payton's pulled pork. It is a phenomenal recipe. It's easy. It's simple to follow, but it's a commitment. I mean, it's a 12-hour deal. It's not going to be fast. This is going to be low and slow for many hours. So I put on the mustard. All that's doing, it's going to make a binder for our rub here. I'm going to put this rub all over this thing. This is going to create a bark on top of the pulled pork that tastes delicious. So just get your rub all over. Make sure you got it everywhere. Then push it in. I'm gonna put a little more on. Yeah, I really like this recipe. This is my favorite. It tastes good. It's not that hard to follow. It is, like I said, it is a commitment though. I mean, it's a 12-hour deal. This thing will be on for a long time. There we go. So get the mustard all over them. The mustard will never, you won't taste it when this is done. You won't even be able to tell there's ever mustard on it. It'll all cook away. It adds no flavor, but it keeps the rub on, allows it to stick. So just gonna put on a generous amount of rub. I want as much as that on there as I can get. I want it all to stick. I'm gonna rub it in real good. Again, I'm gonna put this on. All right, so I got the smoker heating up right now. We're gonna get her to about 250, 225 to 250. We're gonna leave her there for about 6 hours or so, until the meat hits a certain temp. And then we're gonna put it in a foil pan and cook it some more. I mean, it's a long process, but I'll get more into that. I just wanted to show you how I put on the rub, and we will be back in a little while. I'll show you. I'm not going to show you putting it on the smoker. That's not a big deal. I'm just going to set it in on the smoker, but I'll be back. I'll show you when I take it off and how we put it in the foil pan and get it. Put some apple juice in there, and it's really a good recipe. So see you in a little while. All right, back at it. So guys, look at this beautiful, amazing pulled pork. Look at him. Oh my gosh. So I had no energy this morning. I was tired. We went to the drive-in last night and watched the new Top Gun Maverick movie, which is really good if you haven't seen it. But look at that. Look at him. He's been on for almost 6 hours now at this point. So all I'm gonna do, this thing's really cool too. It's called a meter. It's amazing. You just you put it in the meat and then it goes right to your phone. It's on an app. It's really cool. But all right. So we're gonna put that right there for now. All right. So the next part of this. So I was really half awake this morning, and not very.
Dog.
What? All right, we gotta splice it. My normal cameraman's not here today. We got Nikki on the camera, so I don't even remember what story I was going into. We watched Top Gun last night. It was really good. Nikki was worried about the dogs getting into stuff because we're getting ready to have people over for Memorial Day. It's Indy 500. That's not gonna be big enough. Indy 500. We're having people over to watch or listen to. We're not quite sure yet, but we'll have people over. We're gonna have this pulled pork. So, meter wrap right out there sticking out. I'm gonna wrap this in foil. I know what I was gonna say before we cut. It was this morning I was dog tired, man. We went to the drive-in. I was half asleep trying to do a video, and now I told you it would take about 12 hours for it to do, but I didn't tell you any of the temperatures. The first part of this was cooking this. It took about 6 hours at 250 to get this up to 200 or 165 degrees. That's the first part. So that's done. The next thing I'll do is I'm gonna wrap it in foil after I put a little apple juice in here. All right. We'll put a little apple juice in here, wrap it in foil, and then it'll go back on until that internal temp reaches 200, 205-ish, 203, somewhere in that range. So, not an exact science here, just gonna pour it in until it kind of comes into the bottom. There we go, that's enough. When it reaches 203, then I'll pull it off, take it out, take it off of the grill, take it off of the smoker, and then I'm going to put it into a cooler, and we'll come back for that step. But so the temperatures are 165 and then 203. All right, that's it. So a little meter sticking out there. That is the coolest invention. If you guys don't have one, I highly recommend it, because it's all on your phone. You don't even have to leave your couch. All right, so this will probably take, to get to 200 degrees, probably another 3-4 hours actually. So, you know, we're not gonna sit here for 3-4 hours with you, but we'll be back. I'll show you whenever we take it off. We'll put it in the cooler. Hopefully my cameraman's back. I'm just teasing Nikki, but we'll be back in a little bit. Okay, we're back. So I didn't get the video of us putting the pork in the cooler because I didn't have any camera people here. Everybody was off running around. We got Lucy. She likes to smell the pulled pork. But the pork, when it was done, when it hit 203, I just took it off and put it in this cooler. So I'm just taking it out now. She's all done. Take the old foil off. Oh man. The smell is amazing. It is. Oh goodness. Now, here's the test. If you can do this, that means you did it right. You just pull that pork bone right out of there. And then, it's still a little warm, but you see it just falls apart right in your hands. I've got these really cool, you can see it. I just want to make sure you get that in the shot there. Nikki, look at that, just falls apart. I've got these really cool things called bear claws that I'm gonna use because this is too hot and it's burning the crap out of my hands. So, but that's pulled pork, man. That's the way we do it. Again, Luke Payton gave me this recipe. Pulled pork with my tail twice. I couldn't get it right. I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong. And then, bingo, Luke Payton swoops in, saves the day, gives me this killer recipe. Again, it's just on the smoke until 165. Just keep with your internal temp. And then in the bucket with apple juice until it's 203, and then in the cooler for like 3 hours. So we started this. I got it on the grill about 9. It's 8:57 now. So yeah, about 12 hours. But goodness, it just, I mean, if you just look at it, it just falls apart in your hands. It is super juicy, super tender, super delicious. We're gonna have a big race day party tomorrow for Indy 5. Can't wait. So, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.